Okay, so let's get right into that. Let's do our color here. So I'm going to change this up a little bit. I'm going to make the size a little bit bigger. I want to get rid of this kind of doing my 100 loop thing. I'm just going to comment that out for now. So back in my main class. Let's focus on the bubble class and get this set up. I'm going to say I don't want my random color anymore. I want my color to be, I want it to be really green. I'm going to say colors to begin with, canvas, color, and it should be RGB. So I want to make it green. I'm going to say it's 255, 0. My X position, that's fine. My size is big. Speed, I'm going to make it a little bit slower so it's an actual game. Maybe the speed could change over time. It could be kind of cool. There's so many different things we could do. Let's see. I'm going to keep track of my health. I'm going to make private int health. And I'm going to say to begin with, health is equal to, let's say 4. I will say 3. Yes. Let's see how we can do this. What I want it to do is, like, whenever I get clicked, I want to change my health, and that's going to ultimately change my color. So if my health, so actually I might do this in a different way. Actually, I think this is okay. I can do it like this. But what I want to do is, I want to display something based on my health. If my health is, well, I'm saying by default it's going to be 3, and we're going to be doing green. Let's say if my health is 2, then I want my color to be yellow. Doing a quick Google, yellow is going to be 255, and then 255 for that. I could say else if. I wonder if there's a better way that I could do this. There probably is a better way. I don't know. It's always the problem with coding. It's like I could probably do this in a different way, but let's try this for right now. I think this will work. Maybe I'll change it later. This is going to be yellow. This is going to be R. This is going to be yellow. This is going to be red. Let's do something. Let's see. Oh, how about we do this just for right now? Let's just check to see if our code is working. Let's say whenever it bumps, we're going to say health minus minus. Let's say health decreases by 1. So when we hit, but I got to add some. Let's test this out by adding in some bubbles. I want this. I just don't want to do 100 of them, or I want to do 10. Let's just do a single one at a time, and we'll comment this stuff back in. Yeah, so when I hit space, create something. Yeah, let's see how that's working. Hit space. We should have a big. That's a huge one. Big green circle hitting the edge, changing colors. Hitting the edge, changing colors. Hitting the edge. We'll have to do something though. Yeah. Must be doing it. Is it doing a random color still? Maybe I didn't cut that part out. Probably some of you guys saw that already. Oh yeah, because I'm doing random color in here still. I was wondering why it was like changing colors really. Oh, this is a good example. I got this thing stuck on the edge. Okay, the reason for that is that when I create my bubble, I am generating a value between 0 and 1,000. But I'm also saying, like, if it's on the edge, you should change directions. But I'm creating my circle. Oh, I wish I'd kept that thing up. I'm creating my circle right on the edge, so it's kind of like, it's like getting kind of stuck there. Let's do something like this. Let's say we should be able to ask a bubble how big it is and get size. And it's going to return our size. Then when we make our app, what we're going to say in here, oh, that's not going to help us for this. Maybe we could say this is going to be our random value. We could say get that random value, but then add bubble. Oh no, that's not going to be helpful. Dang, that's not going to be helpful. Let me just add 125 to this. Let's try that. That should shift it over enough. Oh, now it's all the way on the other edge. It has to be between this and let's just change this value down to like 800. Looking pretty good, although it's off the screen on the bottom now. That's stuff we can play around with. But I want to check my circle. Great, we got that. Okay. A lot of stuff. Okay, so basically I was just doing that to test out, see if this kind of idea about changing the health is going to actually do the color. Let's do something. We want to do, though, clicks. Okay, so what I want to do in my app class, I want to be able to say public void mouse pressed. Whenever you press the mouse, I want you to look through all the bubbles, bubble B and bubbles. And I want you to say b dot lose health. Now, astute coders might realize that I haven't written that code inside the bubble, but that's kind of, I'm trying to describe what I want the class to do. So I'm going to write this out, and then I'm going to go into my bubble, and I'm going to say public void lose health. When we do lose health, we're going to say health minus minus. All right, let's run this. I got to change that X value a little bit. Oh, let's see. Okay, yeah. Now, so look, if I click, it should be changing health. Let's see what I do so far. Yeah. So basically what I'm doing right now is like anytime I click, lose health, anywhere I click on here. I got to change that a little bit because I want to like, I don't want to like just lose health no matter what. I really probably want to do like check touch. I want to check to see if my mouse was touching the bubble. So let's change this over to check touch. Now, how do we check the touch? Well, we need to know where the mouse is. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass in what was the current value for the mouse X and Y when we did check touch, whenever we're calling this. We look into our bubble here, and we're going to say this should be getting in an, say, mouse X and mouse Y. And we have to figure out, is that value somewhere inside of our circle? Let's see if I can scroll down here. I'll do that. So if I go down here, I would say I have my circle. I have the center of this, X, Y. I have the size of this. And so I need to know if my mouse X and my mouse Y was inside the circle. There is a really nice function that we can use in processing to help us get this done. We can find it. We can very quickly find the distance between 2 points by running a method in processing called dist, like distance. And we pass in, I think it's X, 2X values, our 2Y values, or excuse me, X and Y, pass that in a distance, and it will give us how far apart these two things are. Distance apart. Now what we need to do is we need to check to see if that distance, how does that relate to the size of our circle? If it's touching, if it's inside the circle, then this distance between the center of our circle and the mouse, that distance should be less than 1/2. It should be like less than the radius of our circle, right? Because radius goes from the center to the outside. We don't have a radius method, but we do have size. Size is kind of like our diameter. So doing a little geometry, we can say if the distance from XY to mouse X, mouse Y is less than our size divided by 2, then these things are, then the mouse was inside the circle and we were touching. So you can talk to me a little bit more if that doesn't make sense, but let's do this in here. We're going to say if, let's make a variable, I think it's going to be a float, distance from center is equal to canvas, dist, and then we need to say X, Y, mouse X, mouse Y. Is that all good? Anything it's mad about? Might just not be getting used. We're going to say if distance from center is less than 1/2 the size, decrease the health. So we have our things appearing. If I click in the center, it's going to decrease the size. Space, I have a whole bunch of these. Click, click. If I click outside the circle, nothing's happening. But if I click inside the circle, things are happening. There we go. All right, that's mostly good, most of the way there. I think I need to do one last thing, though. Right now, these things will turn red, but when I click them, that's as low as they're going to go. So I need to do something because that's kind of like the last. But what I do is, like, if the health gets below 0, we should really make these things disappear. And that's actually a little bit trickier, so I'm going to devote one last video to that.